Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome to a new series of Europa Universalis 4. I was originally going to wait to start my next game of EU4 until the next DLC comes out, which I think off the top of my head is called Rights of Man, but I don't think that's out for another month or so. And the plan was to do one of two things, either play as the Ottomans, because apparently there are going to be a lot of things within that expansion that give a lot of extra flavour to playing the Ottoman Empire. And I've never actually played as the Ottomans, and considering all the problems that I had with them in my Vijayanagar campaign, I really thought I'd like to give the Ottomans a go. Now, if you follow my EU4 series, you'll know that normally whenever a new DLC comes out, because they generally tend to focus on one particular nation or one particular type of nation, I normally try to avoid that because all of the other big YouTubers will be doing it, and I assume when Rights of Man comes out that a lot of the big YouTubers will probably be covering the Ottomans, and I always miss out on doing that to try and do something a bit different, but I think I'm going to wait with the Ottomans until that comes out. Now, my other option was playing as one of the Native Americans, which I've played a couple of games before off camera, but have never done one for the channel. Now, again, I did consider waiting on that one for the next expansion, simply because they're going to change the way that non-Western tech groups work, which might make things a little bit interesting, but there again, this is going to be my last opportunity to play with the non-Western tech groups as they always were. So before we start, we're basically playing with all of the DLCs enabled. We've got Conquest of Paradise, Wealth of Nations, Res Publica, Art of War, El Dorado, Common Sense, the Cossacks, and Mare Nostrum. And we're going to go over to the New World. And who I am looking for right now is the Iroquois. So we're going to be playing as a Native American start. We've got 4 provinces. We don't have any direct neighbours. We're relatively close to the coast. So we have the North American Tech Group. So as you can see here, our technology is 250% more expensive. I mean, that is harsh. Really, really harsh. We're a duchy. We are totemist. Our starting leader, Chief Bearpaw, is a 4-3-1, which is not bad. Our air's only a 1-1-1, which is pretty terrible. So we've got Iroquois ideas. So we get 10% infantry combat ability and +1 diplomatic reputation. When we complete all of our ideas, we get 50% better relations over time. We also have cost of reducing war exhaustion is reduced. +25% to national manpower modifier. +25% to domestic trade power. An extra diplomat. 20% extra manpower recovery speed, an extra 5% discipline, and 1 yearly prestige. So our bonuses are actually quite good. So we're going to be jumping in. We're not going to be playing in Iron Man because I have all sorts of problems when I do that. Now, if you've never played as one of the Native American civilizations before, or nations, or whatever you want to call them in this game, if you have a single province nation, they have the ability to do something called migrate. Now, we can't do that because we've got 4 provinces, but what you'll find starts happening is that some of the other nations, these single province nations, might actually move next to us and end up being our neighbour at some point. So we have too few rivals. We've been rivaled by Huron and is it Mahican? Mahican? Not Mohican, Mahican. And Huron. Huron is over here. And the other is, the little tiny one that's right next to us. Well, fine. We can rival both of you back. That is fine by me. They are our only choices for rivals anyway. So another mechanic that you have as Native Americans is that you have a thing called federations. Now, federations work a little bit like alliances, but instead of an alliance, which is an agreement between 2 nations, an alliance is a federation is an agreement between several nations. So if you've got 5, let's say you've got 5 nations that are all allied to each other, and somebody declares war on one of those people, all of the allies of that nation have the choice whether or not they get involved with the fight or whether they don't. And you can have big alliance chains that you can avoid by picking on the right people. However, with a federation, if you attack one person in the federation, you are attacking everyone within the federation. So what we probably want to go and try and do is get some people in a federation with us. We are making a tiny little bit of money. We can probably afford some advisors, though not an awful lot. National tax modifier straight off the bat might help. And we could probably get the extra discipline guy, because we are going to have some early fights. Improve our prestige. It's the only mission that we've got, so we might as well take it. Are we at our force limit? We are not. So we can get a couple more Native American archers. Let's go and work on that. That'll leave us pretty much out of money. We have 2 merchants, but only one of them is being used anywhere right now. So we are transferring trade power from here. We don't have much control in these nodes. We're automatically collecting from here because this is our home node. But we could probably transfer a little bit more out into that node anyway. So let's go ahead and send... No, it's not quite in range, unfortunately. We could go over here and collect. I mean, we auto-collect. So let's go over and do that. Hopefully that will make our trade go up. We're currently getting 0.8 ducats. Let's go up to at least speed 3, because there's not really an awful lot that we can do. Now, we're going to need to start working on some diplomacy. I do want to quickly have a look and see... Oh, it actually dropped quite considerably there. Okay, maybe we do remove that. Only 0.39. It's not going to make an awful lot of difference. We'll just leave that as it is. So, as you can see, these guys have already moved their province. They were actually over here when it started. And they've now moved, and they are directly neighbouring us. Now, if we have a quick look at them, we can try and find out if they are allied to anybody. They are not currently. So what we want to try and do is fabricate a claim on them. So let's go over there and start building a spy network as soon as possible. They are our rival, so that should be done nice and quickly. We might want to try and get friendly with somebody else. We'd like a an ally of our own. So maybe the Cherokee. Do the Cherokee like us? They do. Would you be willing to... alliance actions. They wouldn't like to be in an alliance because they have a neutral attitude. Well, let's go and start improving relations with them. See what we can do. So we want to try and get our claim over here as soon as possible. We are losing money, so let's go and just put down our army maintenance just slightly. A little bit more. We'll make some money that way. I don't think we're going to get attacked too early on. We're about to go up to our force limit. We've got enough supply limit here to get everybody in. Do we start with a leader? We do not. We can afford a leader, or we can roll our leader into a general. I think we'll just recruit a general and see what we get. And we've got a 3-2. That's not too bad. Fire is shock is obviously the most important early on, and having that extra maneuver will be really good for avoiding river crossing penalties and stuff like that. What is the supply limit here? We can safely move over there then. So what we basically need to do is get our claim. They've only got a single province, so we only have to wait for one claim. And then we can just go and hopefully steamroll over them. We are still losing some money. We might have to fire one of our advisors. I really don't want to have to do that. If we end up having to take out some loans, then we end up having to take out some loans. We're just breaking even there. Let's just have a quick look and just see if there really isn't anything better that we can do with trade while we're waiting for that claim. So we are collecting up here, and we're getting an entire 0.4 ducats, and then we are sort of forcing some money up that way. It is a shame we can't reach down here and push some more money up, but there isn't a lot of money in that node anyway. So yeah, we don't really have an awful lot of options with what we do in the early stages of the game. We'll just have to deal with what we have. So we are natives, unfortunately. You do get to a point where you can reform your government, but you do have to take these certain idea groups first. So you've got your sort of normal idea groups, but then you've got this government type that you can reform, and we'll want to do these as soon as possible. We can't migrate because we have more than a single province, and we are not part of a federation at the moment. We do want to keep our eye on the Cherokee. They would be willing to offer an alliance. Let's quickly stop improving relations with them so we have a free diplomat. So we're going to offer them an alliance. They will say yes. And then we're going to ask them if they want to join a federation. And then we'll have a relatively powerful ally. Now, you are rivaled to the Creek, but not the Shawnee. And you are also allied with Choctaw, who is where? So Choctaw is this one. So yes, let's join their federation. So we are now in a federation. You'll soon be dropped from the federation because federation leader gets a negative opinion about you, you'll be kicked from the federation. So we basically need to suck up to Choctaw here. So let's go and start improving relations there. So we're now in a federation. On the diplomatic map mode, we should be able to see... Well, we have the alliance here. How many relationship slots do we have? We have 3, and we're using, yeah, Alliance Federation Leader. So if we can get an alliance with Choctaw, that'll be fine. Because it already uses the relationship slot anyway. I don't think it should do that. I think if you're in a federation, and you don't have an alliance with individual members, because you don't need an alliance with individual members. I'm just going to go ahead and bring back the diplomat from fabricating here. In fact, how much is it to fabricate a claim? Natives cannot fabricate claims. I thought we could fabricate claims. Where did that change? Can we just declare war on you then? Let's bring you back. Obviously, it's been a while since I've played as Native Americans, and I think there has been a DLC or 2 since then. So can I just declare straight on you? I can't remember. Let's have a quick look and see what we've got. Do we have a CB against you? We do have a CB. You're not 100% maintenance. We've got a humiliate CB because you are our rival. But we don't have a CB to take that from you. That's quite weird. I'm sure we used to be able to fabricate claims. The problem is you can't actually take land in a humiliation war. So that's interesting. Let's go and see if we can't ally Choctaw. Offer alliance. They wouldn't take it at the moment because of the neutral attitude. Well, that's fine. We can go and win this war quite easily, though, so let's go and do that anyway. We'll get ourselves some power projection. So let's make sure we just go and quickly just put our army maintenance up full. So again, we'll lose a little bit of money, but that's fine. We'll march over there and beat these guys up, take their capital. But yeah, we want to try and get the Choctaw to like us. They're still neutral at the moment. Cherokee, yeah, they like us quite a bit. So it's just getting that relationship up with the Choctaw. So we've got our general. Can we move over into this province here? Yep. There's enough. We've got some decent manoeuvre, so the army only has a weight of 6 anyway. Bands forming and splitting up is a fairly common occurrence and does not normally generate serious disputes, but a recent case has required our intervention. A son is leaving his father's band with a large group of followers against the will of his parents. The father requests we intervene on his behalf to keep the band together and avoid weakening his authority in the tribe. The son stays, we would gain some unrest in one of our province, or bands need to be flexible, the split should be allowed, which means we get -1 national unrest for 10 years. We also get a slight monthly autonomy change, and we lose a base tax in one province and gain it in another. I think I think we'll take this one because I think it leads on to something else, but I can't 100% remember what. We do have a free advisor slot, but we can't afford to have another advisor going. We're not going to get kicked out of the Federation anymore, so that is good. We're not quite at full maintenance, but we might as well be. So let's go ahead and declare this war. We've been playing Hearts of Iron and everything in between, and CK2, so I'm still really mixed up about which flipping buttons to press. So it's a little bit annoying that we've only got this one Humiliate CB. So yeah, war goal is to take the capital. 100% aggressive expansion, 125% prestige, and 100% cost for core revocation, core return, liberation of vassals. So yeah, I don't think we can actually take anything. They've got no one else coming in to help them, so they are on their own. So let's go and jump in. It shouldn't be a problem. We are paused, so let's go and stop that. We're not at full morale, but neither are they. We did get the terrain penalty because they are in the hills. But we should be able to beat them quite easily. They're not going to go anywhere. They're going to get stack wiped here. Well, we did. We stack wiped them instantly. I was just going to go and have a look at the statistics because I wanted to see what... I forgot to have a look at what the difference was between our combat. But it happened so quickly I couldn't check. By fire. Since time immemorial, the use of fire has been a mark of mankind's ability to invent and destroy. Our homeland is shaped by controlled fires used to manage crops and wild animals, as well as clearing the surroundings. Recent efforts to extend the use of these methods in Kyaga has been called into question. Some of the elders believe it to be unnecessarily risky, but local leaders consider it necessary for continued development in the province. We have faith in our mastery of the flames. One of two options will happen. An 80% chance of the controlled fires succeeding improving yields in the province, or a 20% chance of the fires going out of control. Or we cannot take the risk and lose some admin. Well, we don't want to lose admin. I mean, 250% extra to get tech. So yeah, let's go ahead and take that option and see what happens. We need to win this siege. Not an awful lot we can do now. What we can do, of course... is we can go and put our army maintenance down right now. We don't need to have that all of the way up. And we'll be able to loot still. There should be some loot in that province. There won't be an awful lot. Show province. Yeah, so there's still... we'll get 0.7 ducats next month. The fire out of control. 20% chance and it hurt us. The fears of the Iroquois elders turned out to be justified. The fires used to reshape the lands of Kyaga, though initially under control, spread beyond their intended area, causing damages and chaos. The council is now in dispute with local leaders, with everyone seeking to assign blame to others. And we lose a stability. Yay, isn't that fantastic? We lose stability. Well, I don't want to be at negative stability. We are going to boost it up. It's only 67. It's quite cheap, I suppose, in the grand scheme of things. But obviously we don't want to be frivolously spending our admin points. We definitely want to keep sucking up with anybody who is in the Federation. Now, who else is in the Federation? It's just us at the moment. It looks like they are trying to improve their relations with Caddo. So maybe we will get a fourth one at some point. We're about to make our territory a little larger. Now, we don't directly neighbour Huron. You'll also notice that you start with the vast majority of the North American map uncovered. Now, what we're going to want to try and do at some point, because we probably will pick up some sort of colonial ideas, is we'll want to start colonising down the coast. One, it makes it harder for the bigger, scarier nations like England, Castile, Portugal, France, the Netherlands to get a foothold. But it also means that we'll have a very good chance of being able to colonise next to a province of theirs, which will make it easier for us to westernise. Poor government policies. Changes of policies, when poorly timed and made, were often wrongly perceived by the people of the time beyond their actual efficiency, as proof of the government's ill will and lack of interest and welfare in the realm. So we have chosen the right path, again another 1 stability drop, or we can attempt to improve the situation and lose 7.5 ducats that we don't have. Guess we're taking a loan. I've already just paid to improve my stability once, I don't want to have to pay to do that again right now. Now, we are taking a little bit of attrition here. I keep forgetting about this. We don't all need to be here. Let's just detach some off. We want the leader to stay here, actually. Let's go ahead and do it this way. I mean, we're always going to take some attrition. So, let's just split you off and get you to come here. And then we want to split one of you off, select you. You're going to have the leader. And you're going to go back over there. There we go. Let's get it right. We don't have an awful lot of manpower. And of course, more importantly, the more attrition we take, the more expensive it's going to be to reinforce. But we're quite good. These guys don't have any allies, and they're going to struggle to... Well, they're not going to be able to produce any troops. So we're actually quite safe for now. We do have a missionary. I don't think we're going to need to use that missionary because everyone should be the correct religion. Everyone is totemist. So we could go and try and suck up on somebody else. I guess we should keep trying to suck up with the Cherokee for the time being. I mean, we are part of the Federation, but it's well worth trying to get as much positive influence with these nations as possible. Getting a 5th province will be nice. I don't think we can take it, though. The last time I played as a North American native nation was before the changes to the spy network, so before Mare Nostrum. And I'm certain that you could fabricate a claim and take land from other natives. So we'll have to see how that one works out. If I can take the land, I will. If I can't, then I'll just end up having to humiliate them. But I'm hoping that we will be able to take something, because we do want to try and grow. But I suppose these things are put in place just to stop all of the Native American tribes from just wiping one another out. We actually won that siege much earlier than I expected. We've got 100% war score. We don't have a free diplomat right now, so let's bring the one back from the Cherokee that we've just sent. They are the closest. So that should just come back within a few days, and there we are. So we want to sue for peace. We can actually vassalize them. Yeah, we can't just directly take the province. We can make them a vassal. And we can humiliate them for the power projection. But I think we might just want to vassalize them to make ourselves stronger at the time being. I mean, that will put us... No, it won't put us over our relationship limit. It'll put us right onto our relationship limit. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll take all of their money. They probably don't have an awful lot, but whatever they've got, we will take. Just give me everything you've got. And then they'll become a subject and give us all their money. Fine, so you're going to give us all your money. I'll leave you a little bit because I want you to rebuild your army. So let's... I don't want massive inflation, so let's take 60. We'll send that demand. So they're now a vassal, which will be good for us because that will mean that we will have another 4 troops or however many they're going to produce, and then we can actually go and attack Huron and humiliate them. Do they have any buddies? No, they don't. So that might be something that we do in the next video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you're going to enjoy this series of Europa Universalis 4. I'll see you on the next video, and until then, goodbye for now.